The roar of gains. Hello and welcome to our weekly outlook. While BOC, BOG and ECB policy meeting and press conference will be important for many markets, however, the main focus in the stock markets will be on FANG earnings reports. On the other hand, the initial estimates for the GDP numbers in EU, Canada and United States must give us some idea of overall economic conditions. On top of that, we will have many other economic data which we need to watch them carefully, including Australian inflation and US PCE. Number 1. Earning reports. This week will be very important for the stock markets as such gains will report, including Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, and Alphabet with Boeing and Robinhood markets. So far, we had 23% of listed companies in the S&P 500 that already announced their earning reports, and 84% of them had positive EPS with 75% positive revenue. Number 2. US consumer confidence and expectations. Consumer confidence is one of the most important indexes that can tell us what we have to expect from upcoming retail sales and GDP numbers. And always, it is very important for the market participants. For this week, we are waiting to see another weakness after recording a 7-month low of 109.3 in September. The same for the consumer expectations after seeing a 10-month low of 86.6. This weakness is not expected to support the stock markets as already market expecting the tapering with a sharp increase in the inflation levels. Number 3. US durable goods order. It's not just about the buoying to see the weakness with just 27 new orders during the month. In general, we are expecting to see the durable goods order decrease 0.8% in September, mostly due to the issues seen in the transportation sector. Also, in auto sector, we are expecting to see output in September to slump by the most since April, mostly because of a severe shortage of semiconductors. Number 4. BOC monetary policy meeting. With well-going recovery after the COVID-19 crisis, the Canadian economy has softened modestly over the past few weeks, which is not unexpected. And we can say that's the normal path of economic recovery after a sharp global decline. So, the economy is strong enough to warrant the further tapering of asset purchasing by Bank of Canada to $1 billion Canadian dollar per week. We also should not forget about the BOC economic outlook. This meeting is overall supposed to support the loonie against its crosses. Number 5. BOG monetary policy meeting. As Japanese still have no inflation concerns and economy due to slumping export and output is not going as well as expected, we are not expecting to see BOG to make any changes in its interest rates and asset purchasing amount. This holding policy is supposed to lift the Nikkei 225 and overall Japanese stock markets. Number 6. ECB monetary policy meeting. After Canadian and Japanese central banks, it will be the ECB's turn. Despite the increasing inflation in the past weeks, we do not expect to see any changes in the European Central Bank's monetary policies, including interest rates and asset purchasing amounts. In a previous meeting in September, ECB already announced that the quarter for asset purchases would be conducted at a slower pace relatively to the second and third quarter, and it will be the same and unchanged in this meeting. This policy is expected to hold the euro weakness against its crosses. And finally, number 7, US personal income and spending. While we are expecting to see a decrease in the income level in September, mostly because that unemployment benefits expired at the beginning of the month, we look for a 0.3% monthly gain in the September spending level. This week, we have to closely watch the prices as they will give us more information from consumers' purchasing power. What we are expecting is that increased spending in September to lift the inflation, which is again supposed to support the hawkish policies. These numbers are expected to increase the US dollar value. Thanks for being with us and hope it will be an amazing week for you.